Okay, we're back live. Sorry, we got. You guys here?
Yeah, we're here.
I'm back now.
All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, we got disconnected for a second, but looks like we're back. So let's rewind this a little bit. What were you saying?
I lost my trail for a second. What was the question again?
But you were talking about what not to do.
What not to do at a hackathon.
Yeah, so not break the rules for sure. Not overcommit to building a whole bunch of different features. That can kind of go back and forth sometimes. So generally, a thing to do is when you have these different API projects in different companies, sometimes it's like throwing those into your application at the last second and actually doing it in an intuitive way is a cool thing to do. But not doing like a whole bunch of things up front. Like get your core competency right for your like demo so people actually get what you're doing and are really impressed by it. And then at the end of it, throw what's in there when you can. But don't cheat. Don't spread yourself too thin too early.
Gotcha. So why do you attend hackathons outside of of winning prizes? What other benefits are there to attending hackathons?
Yeah, so actually, there's a couple of big ones. One is you get to meet a lot of cool people that are building cool stuff. For example, even for me, my early product for my startup was something that a lot of mobile developers I was hoping would use. So in order to meet a lot of mobile developers, you go to hackathons where mostly we're building mobile apps. So in that respect, not even just meeting people that might be able to use my app, but just meeting friends that are interested in the same kind of stuff I'm interested in. I've met a lot of really cool friends at hackathons, people I keep in touch with pretty regularly even after the fact. That and also it's a nice break. So like I'm, spending my entire Monday through Friday coding hard, talking business stuff with a lot of my customers. And sometimes I need like a break to like refresh myself and, kind of flex my technical skills. So that gives me a chance to like take a shot at something for a weekend, not have to overcommit on it, but get some possible prizes at the end. Kind of explore different technologies that I don't get to explore on my normal weekday.
Gotcha.
That and the free food at certain hackathons is really nice.
I was actually going to ask you about the food. I was going to, what type is there? I mean, besides the food that they give out, is there anything? Because some of these hackathons they last, multiple days. So are there any, tips or anything like that keeps you going for sometimes, at least 24 hours, sometimes longer?
It's just, whatever you do normally when you want to stay up long. I'm not a big energy drink or anything like that, but it's whatever you need to keep yourself having some energy. I'll applaud like some of the AT&T hackathon actually, especially. They offered pretty much like good food every 3 hours for the entire like day and a half their event existed. They had power bars coming in, stuff like that. So I definitely had the fuel to keep going, which was really good. But also, just planning ahead. Sometimes, if things get down to you're sleeping on the floor of the hackathon with a pillow for 2 hours and you wake back up and get at it.
That's funny. At Black Girls
to the hackathon.
Gotcha. At Black Girls Hack, actually, it was they had that hackathon at a place called I want to say Hypotamus. It was in Atlanta, so I think the name of it was Hypotamus, and they actually had a nap room, to the side for the coders to use, so they could dip off and whenever they got super tired and dip off for a couple of hours. And it was a room that was kind of secluded off, had a door so you wouldn't be disturbed by the noise, and it was dark in there, and it had a couple of couches, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's definitely nice to have. Get a little creature comfort before you get back at the grind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I definitely hit the Red Bull. I stay up. I don't sleep.
The caffeine helps. I will when it comes to it. I'm that tired and I need to get something done. Sometimes the Red Bull will come out and it's absolute emergencies.
Yeah. Hey, so how do you find out about these events, these hackathons?
Yeah, so there's a lot of times scouring Twitter, joining mailing lists of different companies that will alert you when hackathons are on them. Generally, even at hackathons, they'll advertise another hackathon coming up soon. You Google the word hackathon, they'll come up on meetup.com. It's kind of, they're pretty, when you're a developer, you just kind of end up getting tuned into these things. Another really interesting one actually is, so once people know you go to hackathons, when they either find out about one or even host one themselves, they'll reach out to you to go to these hackathons with them. So it's kind of like your core team of people, whether you work with them on the hackathon, they'll generally invite you to go with one because they're going. One is one good friend to hang out with and bounce ideas off while you tack your own thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
I always recommend people to check out the Startup Digest site because it's got listings for every major city in the U.S. and I think even countries outside of the U.S. as well. So you can register for the mailing list and then you'll get a mailer maybe once a week, once a month, something like that, for whatever area you're most interested in. And so if there are hackathons in that area, you'll get an email about it. And then it's just up to you to kind of build up your confidence and just do it. Like Nike said, just do it.
Just dive in.
Nice.
Just do it.
So I'm wondering, this question is actually to you, Ayuri, and to Brian. And I don't know, Brian, if you've ever been involved in putting together a hackathon or an event of like that. But what are some of the keys on putting together a successful hackathon? I'll go with you first, Ayuri. I think you're involved with the.
Yeah. So in organizing Startup Weekend, so I've organized hackathons for different purposes, but the one that we're working on right now is actually the biggest one that I've worked on, and probably the most kind of like mission critical, because it's a Startup Week in Oakland and it's Black Male Achievement and it's a theme, and so we've got like basically everyone who pays to participate, a portion of their ticket goes to a scholarship ticket for what we call our trailblazers. And our trailblazers are young Black men or, young people between the ages of 13 and 20. So these are folks who generally wouldn't be able to participate in something like this. And the reason why it was so important to include those scholarship tickets is because we're hacking on solving problems in the area of education, health, restorative justice, and environmental sustainability, and those are all areas that statistics reveal are most important to people of color and people in undeveloped communities. And so we really want to start solving some of the problems, the social challenges that we face in these areas. And the only way you're going to solve problems in those areas is to actually enable the people who are most impacted by them to develop the solutions, to participate in the solution development process and make them what you call stakeholders. Give them a stake in solving the problem with you. And in the organization process has been really kind of different because we're appealing to a wide variety of audiences. We want to get the developers, we want to get the designers, but we also want to get people like social workers. We want to get educators. We want to get people who work in the criminal justice system. But we also want to get like your neighbor from next door, Ralph or whatever, to come in and work on these solutions as well from his perspective. And so that's been like a really kind of interesting experience because we're having to make sure that the event appeals to a wide variety of people, and we're having to work with a lot of different groups to make sure the outreach goes out to the right group. So, we have to make sure we got outreach going to the developer community, going to the designer community, also going to the kind of youth community, going to the universities, going to the private sector, and even going to the public sector. I mean, it's complicated. So you don't want to see the spreadsheets that I'm working from. But it's really, I think what's most important for the event that we're putting together is that it has a community feel and that everyone feels welcome and everyone feels like this great excitement. They feel like they're getting supported and that they can support other people And I think that's really what's going to addict people to the experience, because like I was just talking to Brian the other day, and we were both like, yeah, we're like addicted to entrepreneurship. And that's why I keep going to these hackathons, and that's why I keep, learning new things, because I've become addicted to this experience. And we want to addict other people to it, because I think this is the most awesome addiction you can possibly have, solving problems. So that's kind of like the key elements that I'm working on right now. But you also have to worry about things like registration. You also have to worry about things like food, making sure people have water, making sure the Wi-Fi connection is powerful, making sure you got enough plugs, making sure you got enough tables, chairs, spaces where people can kind of form and form teams. And there's a lot. There's a whole checklist. So if anybody's organizing a hackathon, reach out to me and I'll give you my checklist.
I'll definitely be doing it. Yeah, that would be pretty cool to put like a hackathon template, checklist of things that, that you should definitely consider if you're planning on, organizing a hackathon event. Maybe we can do that and share it out to people. Try to get more people in to do these things, especially more people within the Blacks in Technology community at large. Start doing these things.
Out there. I mean, startupweekend.org. You can go on there. You can get access to the checklist. You can get access to the sponsorship letters and everything. Like, they really set it up so it's almost like a hackathon in a box. So. Good stuff.
Okay. Excellent. What about you, Brian? What are some things that you can offer up that would be keys to a successful hackathon?
Yeah, so I've never put one on, but I definitely know from experiencing some things I like and don't like. One would be having a good judging criteria for like your app. So some of the hackathons are like, they want to be very clear what the judging criteria is, and when you come to like show your app, like you lose reasons are like, you judge me on that versus judging this other person on this. It's kind of, sometimes it will seem unfair. But at least like making that clear to people so they know like, hey, if I do this, this is the outcome. At least have an idea of that. Another big one I would say is have good prizes. And this can be different. Like if you're hosting a general hackathon or if you're doing a general hackathon, having good prizes. Unless there's like, for example, a startup week in Oakland or this piece in the Middle East where you have like an overarching cause. I will pick and choose sometimes what hackathons I choose to go to or not go to based on if I feel the prize is good enough for me to spend my time the weekend on trying to win them. So that can definitely be a big decision maker on my point. Also having food attracts you to hackathon. So it's like, keeping your people well fed. You don't have to worry about that. If food shows up, you can just focus on the work. That's always nice.
Yeah.
And also another one, sometimes when you have API sponsor prizes, like making sure they're offering solid APIs. I've definitely worked with some companies where I go to implement their API, and it's pretty broken. It takes me 3 times as long because it doesn't work on the other end. So that's kind of unavoidable sometimes, but I've been to the point where people are like, they're alphaing the first version of the API at a hackathon. So the people that implement it get pretty frustrated with the API. Avoiding those things would be good thing, and providing good prizes and good location, all that stuff.
Hackathons are starting to sound like, you ever read about those professionals? I wonder if you can do this with hackathons. Those professional sweepstake people who like they enter in sweepstakes like for a living, and
actually the professional hackathon are slowly becoming a thing. There are people that actually they fly around the world to different hackathons. Like the AT&T hackathon I talked about, that was actually down in Las Vegas where I participated in that. So that was, sometimes people get all over the world to participate in these hackathons, especially when the prize is pretty big.
Interesting.
It's kind of like the early days of Major League Gaming. We got Major League Hackathoners coming up next.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I like that. I think we're about to have some Hacker League stuff going on too.
Really?
There's people that are actually starting like websites and platforms around like here's an app you can use to like organize your hackathon. So like here's where you can like turn in your prizes at the end, all that stuff.
That's pretty cool. So what's the difference between a Hacker League and a hackathon? Hello?
I don't I don't know. I don't know. We have to Google it.
Okay.
Let me Google that for you.
Yeah, I know the Hacker League, I've heard there's something called hackerleague.org, and that's kind of, like I said, it's a platform that powers hackathons.
Gotcha.
So also you can go to them and you can kind of see what hackathons are coming through. So it's kind of like the culture behind the hackathons is growing up.
Gotcha. Very, very interesting.
A lot of
actually
have been hosting hackathons lately, which has been pretty cool. I'm a University of Michigan graduate, and they're hosting this what's called MHacks now, the largest student hackathon ever. And they've done a couple of those so far, and that's really cool. I haven't been able to go back to it yet in Michigan, but a number of my friends participate and really, really had good things to say about it.
You do know that now that you mentioned that after this podcast we'll be bitter rivals to the day we die, since you're from your Ohio Michigan thing. Yeah,
I know. I actually did used to live in Cincinnati though, so I can talk about that one a little bit. I lived in Cincinnati for a while.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So you can.
So
I
had to go in enemy territories for a few days, a few months.
You had to go where again?
Enemy territory for a few months. Down in Ohio. Got a little of the Michigan-Ohio rivalry.
So what advice would you give to someone thinking about attending a hackathon? Like, what's some of the best advice that you can
go
give?
sign up and experience it firsthand. First, that's number one. So get there and actually participate in one. Even if you don't know, like I said, if you don't know how to code or don't know how to design, even like learning how to code a basic thing off the bat, you could probably learn in a week or two, like the simple basics of running a website, and come there and build something very simple. But don't even be afraid to come there. Even if you don't come with skills like that, you can always find people. I've done that before. Just get there, meet people. You never know who you're going to meet and who's going to help you out.
Yeah, and it's funny, too. I mean, like, those tips and tricks are huge, man. I mean, there's so many services out there where you can just go in there, you can literally build a mobile app, in a matter of seconds, leveraging certain services. So if what you're trying to do is prove a concept, then you can do it, like, literally without writing any code or with very minimal code and stuff like that. And it's really getting in there, I think, like as you say, just sign up and go, because once you go, you're going to learn from all the people who are there what kinds of things that they're doing to, like, enable you to kind of build this stuff. And if you kind of stay on the fence, you'll never know.
Yeah, you know what? And I think, just from a community standpoint, that's kind of what may hold some of us back from even attending, is that whole intimidation factor of, not knowing what to expect. So I'm glad this discussion is going on. So some of the, kind of the myths about, whether or not these hackathons are for us, are kind of answered and put to rest. So, we can get out and start participating more in these events and start, helping ourselves, really.
Absolutely. And they're fun. whether you're
and they're fun.
Or not, you'll get out there and you'll just get to meet people doing cool stuff, and if you spark your ideas, or you might spark some ideas.
And you get food. And you could win a prize.
And you could win prizes. It's like a win-win situation.
It's like a birthday party for grown-ups.
Birthday party.
Okay, maybe not exactly. I might be pushing it a bit.
Close enough. For techies. For techie grown-ups.
Let me ask you this. What have you, from your experience, what is the women participation like at these hackathons?
There's actually a pretty decent amount. You're actually. I mean, there's many women there that are doing different things. They're also doing different stuff.
Nice.
They've been it's definitely growing. pretty popular, actually. There's the coolest I saw actually was a TechCrunch Disrupt put on a hackathon. That had some controversy around it, but the coolest was two of them. Probably a 6-year-old girl and her father did a hack together, and she pitched on stage. And also
nice.
two early teens, maybe like 12, 13, 14-year-old girls also put together a hack for these hackathons. So it's like age and gender is like not really people get up there and do it. That is not and they're definitely getting more and more prevalent.
Yeah, one of those, Rebecca was one of those girls at TechCrunch, and she was on our podcast maybe 3-4 podcasts ago. Yeah, she's up there on the TechCrunch stage getting in. I was like, yeah, girl.
They did really good, too. I was like, man, that is impressive.
Oh, so she pitched and everything?
Yep. Yeah. They got up on stage in front of a couple thousand people and pitched their apps.
That's pretty slick. I need to organize some hackathons here. That's what I need to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, actually, Cincinnati would be good for that. And actually, I have quite a few friends that are tech in Cincinnati that will be interested in that. So I'd love to put them your way.
Oh, great. Yeah, I'll definitely be getting in contact with you then about that. Excellent. Well, Brian, I definitely thank you for taking time out of your evening to join us here on Bit Tech Talk and share some of your experiences. No problem. And sharing, your experiences with the hackathon and giving us some incredible information about hackathons and hopefully demystifying, what people think about hackathons, whether or not they can attend, whether or not it's for them, and, clearing that up for everybody and answering our questions as well.
Glad to be helpful and glad everybody learned something today.
Are there closing remarks, Brian? Anything you want to say before you?
Just anytime if you guys want to reach out to me, I'm sure you can through Blackson Technology. You can follow me on Twitter, Lawrence Clark, BLaurenceclark. I'm always tweeting about cool tech stuff I'm up to. Very interested in big data analytics, hackathons, mobile. Always willing to share my insights on something, bounce ideas off people. Pretty much anything. I like helping people.
Excellent. And I always like to extend an offer to join the Blackson Technology community. To our guests, we always have like real, very good technology talks. There's actually a talk on there, or a discussion on the forums right now regarding big data analytics. So that's something that you can jump right into and contribute to that as well. So it's free to join. So
absolutely,
that's my thanks. So and next week we're actually going to be for our next podcast. We're actually going to have a couple of people who are into hacking hardware. We have Dr. Andrew Williams. He's a professor at Marquette. He's an electrical engineer. He's into robotics. And we have Dawn Hayes, and she actually she teaches somewhere in New York, but she runs a website called CoolLabs.org, and she's into, Raspberry Pis, Arduinos, and the hacking those. So Thursday, the 28th, at I think 9 p.m., we'll have it all up on the website, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. We're going to have our podcast of Raspberry Pis and robots hacking the hardware next week.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, thanks a lot, Brian. Thanks for having us. And go ahead.
Thank you.
Real quick, I got to make sure folks know to check out the Startup Week in Oakland.
Definitely.
Hackathon. So follow us on Twitter, SW Oakland, or check us out on our website, swoakland.com, and we're also using the hashtag SWOBMA. So hit us up and follow us on Twitter.
Excellent. Well, thanks a lot, guys, and have a nice evening.
Thank you. Good evening.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Greg. Bye.
All right. See you later.
Blacks in Technology. 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 Blacks in technology.